completely agree. We do need to address that little child within us. So how do people go about doing that? Just by going through prayer, by like listening to their inner thoughts, is that kind of what you,
Mhm.
is it like a lot about being conscious of like the thoughts that are coming out of your head and like the feelings that you're having? Is that kind of what it is?
Yeah, great question. Great question. That kind of that your question grounds this, right? We can stay in story, in circumstances, but at the end of the day, how how haunts us.
Mm-hmm.
But how? And it's 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 not complicated. It can be complex. And in the trauma, in the pain, it can feel impossible. And the only way to see it is to feel the impossible and then baby steps, little things. So let's make that real. Let's give some real things. Yes, prayer. Absolutely prayer, especially with another person. Where two or more gathered together right now, right? The word says, where two or more gathered together, God says, there I am. I believe that. One plus one does not equal two. It equals like 100 into infinity. It's just amazing. Why can I not budge a refrigerator an inch? But you and I, properly leveraged, we can hoist that thing up a foot and carry it downstairs, no problem, right? Leverage, prayer, especially with another person, humility, get on your knee, deeper in humility. People think of humility as this place of I think it's from those old images of Jesus, pale and looking up. I hate that. I just
Yeah.
hate religion, and it's so much garbage. Jesus was a warrior vagabond and just a world traveler, and was sexy and was cool and understood people, and he made people feel seen and heard. So it's not humility, because humility is strength. It's reverence. Physically get on your knee, bend a knee, and put your hand on your heart, and your breath. It's amazing what happens when we can just breathe. Get into nature, feel nature. It's a reason they call it Mother Nature, right? The mother that provides for us is right there in nature. Um, and then some other modalities. 12 steps is incredible. Incredible. And there's an endless number of them. People think 12 steps and they immediately think AA. Oh, well,
That's
I'm not
what
an alcoholic.
that's what came to my mind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how it created. But there is Addicted Anonymous. There's I mean everything. Drugs, obsession, codependency. An amazing one, if you're dealing with self-sabotage and the reparenting process, is what's called ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. And I think it's adultchildren.org is the name of it. Phenomenal PhD level healing program and entirely free. And here's why it's so cool. It's the one place that you can go in and you can cry, you can smile, you can have your breakdown. Most importantly, you can share your voice uninterrupted. And the only reply anybody's going to give you is, thank you, Tanner. Keep showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's it. And I'm telling you, a lot about self-sabotage is just being seen, being heard, being felt, being witnessed, right? This is human emotions, man. It's the five. I'd have to look this up. I always forget it. The five A's of love, and this isn't mine. I can tell you who it's by. I have a book somewhere. The five A's of love, and it's like affirmation, acknowledgement, allowing, acceptance. Oh, I'm doing good. That's four. And there's one other. We'll put those in the show notes too. But right, like when you think
Mhm.
about that, that's as human beings, we all just need the acknowledging, right? And so you asked how. Feel your feelings. Feel your feelings first and foremost. Addiction is the temporary relief from your feelings, right? Feel your feelings and then ask for help. Be reverent, get into a program, hire a coach. I mean, you'd be amazed how many times I talk to people and I just want to help them. I just want to hear you. And some of the first things happened twice today. Happened twice today. Two people, they're just sitting there talking to me online. I'm like, man, why don't we just have a little 30-minute conversation? First things out of the words, I can't afford you.
Wow.
First words out of the words, I can't afford you. I was like, who said anything about money? Money's energy,
Mhm.
right? I get my energy from inside and from God. I don't get it from you, right? So we'll eventually get into a conversation. I know how to handle that, right? Because money can come from a lot of different places.
Mhm.
But how beautiful. That's a question of resources. Somebody's in that place. Let's make this real, right? Somebody's in trauma, they're in self-sabotage, and they're just like, how do I get out of this? Okay. Just the fact that you've got the mindfulness of knowing that I'm talking to a listener now, right? Just the fact that you're at this place, you're even listening to this, even you're even here, change is happening physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You're not a sack of bones and blood, right? You are an infinite, multi-layered being. And so just the fact you're here, change is happening. Now you've just learned about, okay, Brother Robinson, put my hand on my heart, breathe. Yeah, I have been feeling fear. Breathe. Okay, breathe. All right. All right, nothing bad's happened. I'm still here. Great. Nobody's hit me. Nobody's smacked me. Dad, all right, inner child. All right, I feel that. I feel that. Okay, ACA. I can go into one of these meetings. It's free. I love it. I'm kind of struggling with money right now. Right? I can go be heard.
Yeah.
How? How is a highway?
Mhm.
But in the moment of it, man, it feels like a perilous, rickety drawstring bridge with man-eating crocodiles underneath it. And it's not.
Wow. That's really powerful. I really